Good day everyone, I am Sandy Angela O. Cahilis and together with my partner Dana Izel S. Cabigin, and we're going to report about the autosomal disorder. Autosomal disorder is a genetic condition that affects the non-sex chromosome, causing various health challenges that manifest within the offspring. The word autosomes is derived from two Greek words. Autos means self and soma meaning body. Autosomes can be described as the non-sex chromosomes. Humans have 22 pairs of autosomes for a total of 44. Just like I said earlier that autosomes are the 22 pairs of chromosomes, or what we call as the autosomal chromosome. So these numbers indicate the size of the autosome. For example, chromosome 1 is the longest and the chromosome 22 is the shortest. There are types of autosomal disorder: the autosomal dominant disorder and the autosomal recessive disorder. We have here the common autosomal disorder. First is the Down syndrome, followed with hemophilia and sickle cell anemia.
Hello everyone. In continuation of what Ms. Cahiles have been discussed, I will be discussed for further information about the autosomal dominant disorder. So what is autosomal dominant disorder? So dominant means that a single copy of the mutated gene from one parent is enough to cause the disorder. So we already know that autosomes have 22 pairs or 44 chromosomes, unlike the human chromosomes. They have 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes. So when geneticists talk about the dominant disorders, they're usually referring to those rare disorders that are caused by spilling chains in the DNA of one copy of a gene. So a child of a person affected by an autosomal dominant condition has a 50% chance of being affected by that condition via inheritance of a dominant allele. So this happens even when the matching gene from the other parent is normal. The abnormal gene always dominates. So this type of disorder is always mag-dominate ang usa ka affected parent kaysa normal nga parent. So ang katong affected parent is ma-inherit niya ang trait sa bata, which is siya ang napod ang affected or nanay disease or disorder. What are the common genetic disorders caused by autosomal dominant inheritance? In genetic disorders that follow a pattern of autosomal dominant inheritance, it includes the most common genetic disorders, which is the Huntington's disease, Marfan syndrome, and achondroplasia. In Huntington's disease, as you can see the picture above, there is the pattern or inheritance pattern in every generation. So the square blackened shade represents a male affected, while the square nga white shade lang is muna siya ang male nga unaffected, while the circle blackened shade female nga affected, ug ang white shade nga circle is female unaffected. So in every generation is ni-appear ang Huntington's disease. Like for the first is usa ka parent lang siya. As you can see, only the male affected, while ang female is wala siya. And then the second generation, it appears nga tulo ang affected, 2 males and 1 male, while the rest is safe because they are unaffected. So the third generation, it appears 4 affected. The 4 affected, which is the 2 males and 2 females, which is muniing kaning mga bata kan inherited sa parents nga katong na affected. So in the other picture, it shows the chromosome 4, the alleles, which is the dominant and recessive trait. So in genotype, the homozygous dominant and the heterozygous dominant is both sila affected nga kay nakadominant na siya, while the homozygous recessive more on less percent ra siya nga og dili po siya maka-affect sa katong bata kay only the dominant trait ra ang maapasa sa child or sa offspring. So ayang phenotype is affected dominant kay both man nga the two dominant traits are affected, while unlike sa isang homozygous recessive is dili siya unaffected. Huntington's disease, it is caused by a faulty gene that results in parts of the brain becoming gradually damaged over time. Huntington's disease is a condition that damages nerve cells in the brain, causing them to stop working properly. And also, it can affect movement, cognition, and mental health. Mo siya nga, ang usa ka person nga na Huntington's disease is more like dili sila ilang brain dili kay mo function, then slowly na ilang body is weak. Then as you can see in the picture nga naka-bent neck sila, ilang pwede nila mamurag na bali ilahang liog tungod pud na sa nga na destroy nga damage sa nerve cells sa ilang brain. This disease is a rare genetic disease that affects movement, thinking, and behavior. So it is also a genetic condition with a 50-50% chance of passing it on from a parent with the mutated gene. So Huntington's disease brain changes lead to alterations in mood, and it can lead to depression, anxiety, uncharacteristic anger, and irritability. So dali ra kay ni sila masuko. Even nga gamay ra kayo nga sayop nimo, wala na ni sila og mag-wild like sa ka person nga middle age na siya, murag gibalik sila pagkabata. And another picture above, it's shown that two types of brain, which is the normal brain versus Huntington's disease nga brain. So in the Huntington's disease, ang ilang brain is more sa lower part of the brain is na-destroy na or nagkanam-anam nakawala sa lain ang nerve tissue, while the normal brain is firm og nara siya muna nga kahinay-hinay murag nasa like short-term memory because the nerve cell or the nerve tissue is nagkanam-anam na siya ka-destroy. Then ang ilang ventricles like kaning na mura siya pad shape nasa middle is enlarged siya, unlike sa normal brain nga wala siya ni-enlarge. Huntington's disease is named after George Huntington, and this type of disease is a hereditary neurodegenerative disease, which means these diseases are conditions that gradually damage and destroy parts of your nervous system, especially in the areas of your brain. And it affects both female and males equally. So, more on nga maigo ani nga sakit is from European ancestry, and less common nga mo appear ni siya is in other populations. It includes Japanese, Chinese, and African descents or descendants. We have to discuss the Marfan syndrome. It is a genetic disorder that changes the proteins that help make healthy connective tissue. This leads to problems with the development of the connective tissue, which supports the bones, muscles, organs, and tissues in your body. Marfan syndrome is named after Antoine Marfan, his French pediatrician who first described the condition in 1896 after noticing the striking features in a 5-year-old girl. And the causes of Marfan syndrome, a mutation or change in the fibrillin-1 or FBN1 gene causes Marfan syndrome. People with a Marfan syndrome generally inherit one normal copy of the FBN1 gene from one parent and one abnormal copy from the other parent. So one abnormal copy of the FBN1 gene is sufficient to cause Marfan syndrome, meaning that an affected child would inherit the condition from an affected parent. The role of FBN1 or fibrillin-1 is to create the ability to stretch in the ligaments like skins, veins, and lens of the eyes, nerves, and muscle tissues. Marfan syndrome is a congenital condition, meaning a person has it from birth. Their symptoms of Marfan syndrome can be mild to severe and vary because the condition can affect the different areas of the body, including the skeleton, which includes the bone and connective tissues such as ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. Then the eyes, heart, and blood vessels, including those arteries, valves inside the heart, and skin and lung. Physical signs sometimes present in infancy but more often show up later in childhood or adolescent time. Marfan syndrome may often have low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, and a large percentage of them are introvert because they are very shy to reaching other people or to interact with normal people. Next, it's about achondroplasia. So what is achondroplasia? Achondroplasia is a genetic condition affecting a protein in the body called the fibroblast growth factor receptor. Achondroplasia is the most common form of short-limb dwarfism, and the word achondroplasia means without the cartilage formation. It causes the strong, flexible tissue to not be made into bone as normal. In achondroplasia, this protein begins to function abnormally, slowing down the growth of bone in the cartilage of the growth plate. This leads to shorter bones, abnormally shaped bones, and shorter stature. Adult height in people with achondroplasia is between 42 and 56 inches, or 4 feet and 6 inches, or 137 centimeters. Achondroplasia is caused by a mutation in the fibroblast growth factor receptor 3 or FGFR3 gene. This prevents bone growth and mainly affects the long bones in the arms and legs. People with achondroplasia have a short stature with an average height. Let's discuss the common symptoms of achondroplasia. So first, shortened arms and legs with the upper arms and thighs more than the forearms and lower legs. Large head size with a prominent foreshade and a flattened nasal bridge. Extra space between the middle and ring fingers, and also called the trident hand. Bowed lower legs, groined or misaligned tout, a flat foot that are short and broad. Poor muscle tone and loose joint. Then frequent middle ear infections that may lead to hearing loss. Achondroplasia is known as the purpurate dwarfism. They have the similarities of their body parts, which is the short limbs and legs. And achondroplasia can be diagnosed before birth or fetal ultrasound or after birth by complete medical history and physical examination. And for further information about the type of disorder, Ms. Cahiles will be discussed for the continuation of this topic.
Autosomal recessive disorder, it is a genetic condition that it requires 2 copies of the mutated gene, one from each parent, to cause the disorder. The most common way that people end up with 2 non-working copies of the gene is when they get it from their mother and their father. To be more specific, so recessive means that 2 non-working copies of the gene are necessary to have the trait or disorder. Thus, there is a 25% chance that each offspring from heterozygous parents will inherit both mutated allele in order for the disease to be present in the offspring. If you have only one recessive gene, you are a carrier for that trait or disease, but you do not have any problems or any signs of symptoms for that disorder or condition.
Individuals must have 2 copies of the mutated gene to display an autosomal recessive condition. Heterozygous individuals or carriers can transmit the allele to the offspring, but are not themselves affected. With autosomal recessive inheritance, males and females are equally likely to be affected. These are the examples of autosomal recessive disorder. First is the sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs disease, Gaucher disease, hemophilia, and thalassemia.
As you can see, we have here the autosomal recessive disorder. First is the sickle cell anemia disease. A sickle cell anemia disease is a common inherited single-gene disorder found mostly in African Americans. This disease affects the hemoglobin within your red blood cells and causes your red blood cells to be stiff and sticky so they can't easily move oxygen through the body. Hemoglobin is important in our body, especially in our blood. It's the molecule that carries oxygen in your blood and throughout the body. Normal red blood cells are round and flexible. This allows them to move easily through small blood vessels called capillaries in your body to deliver oxygen to your organs and tissues. In sickle cell disease, there is an abnormal form of hemoglobin called hemoglobin S. And this changes the shape of our red blood cells to become a crescent shape or a letter C. It also causes our red blood cells to become rigid, lack of flexibility, and stick together. The sickle-shaped cells blockage causes blockage in your blood flow or blood vessels, which can lead to anemia. So there is a constant shortage of RBC and leading to anemia.
As you can see, that pedigree chart is used as a model. It used to show inheritance across one or more generations. So what is a pedigree chart? Usually, a pedigree chart is a diagram that models the inheritance of phenotypes from one generation to the next. Pedigree chart is usually used by scientists, genetic counselor, and animal breeders. Individuals connected by a horizontal line have mated and had children. Vertical lines connect parents to their children. Siblings are generally shown from left to right according to birth order. To sum up, in pedigree chart, females are symbolized by a circle and males symbolized by a square. Pedigree charts display different patterns depending on which inheritance mechanism is responsible for the trait. Scientists can analyze pedigree charts to study how inherited disorders are transmitted. So, the most common modes of inheritance are autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, X-linked dominant, and X-linked recessive. The sickle cell disease is found on chromosome 11. In first filial generation, the father is unaffected and the mother is a carrier. In second filial generation, 2 were unaffected and 3 are carriers. And in third filial generation, 1 is unaffected, 2 were carriers, and 1 is affected of the disease. In the right side, the parents were homozygous and heterozygous. And then they had 4 children. The first child is homozygous with a capital letter D. He or she is unaffected of this disease. The 2 children were heterozygous. They were also unaffected, but however, dili gyapon sila safe sa dani nga disease or condition. And the last child is homozygous recessive, means he or she is affected sa sickle cell anemia, in which na-inherit niya sa ihang parents.
Sickle cell disease symptoms include anemia causing fatigue, paleness, and weakness, jaundice, which means yellowing of skin and whites of eyes. The reasons why a person have this condition, it's because of the mutation of the HBB gene. An HBB gene provides instructions for making a protein called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is a component or subunit of a larger protein called hemoglobin, which is located inside our red blood cells. So the mutation causes hemoglobin molecules to stick together, creating sickle-shaped red blood cells. There are types of a sickle cell disease: the hemoglobin S, hemoglobin SC, and hemoglobin beta thalassemia. Hemoglobin S or SBSS. People with this form inherited one gene encoded with hemoglobin S from each parent. Most or all of your hemoglobin is abnormal. HBS is a severe form affecting 65% of people have SCD. Then hemoglobin SC or SBSC is people with this condition or symptoms have a mild to moderate form that affects about 25% of people with the disease. And hemoglobin beta thalassemia. Hemoglobin S beta thalassemia disease is hemoglobinopathy that causes symptoms similar to those of sickle cell disease but less severe. In hemoglobin beta thalassemia, there are subtypes, which is the SBS beta plus and SBS 0, SBS beta 0. And SBS beta plus will likely have milder symptoms, whereas in SBS beta 0 usually have a severe form of a sickle cell disease. Next is the cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a common inherited single-gene disorder that affects the protein in the body. So in cystic fibrosis, there is a thick and sticky mucus that clogs the airways and make us difficult to breathe, and also can lead to blockage and damages of our body organs. The mucus interrupts the functions of our vital organs, especially the lungs, and leads to chronic infection. This disease is chronic and progressive. The thick and sticky mucus is the reason why we are difficult to breathe, and our air passageway is not normal. That's why nga maglisod ta og hinga and magdevelop dayon tong managhan dayon tong mga mucus nga naa sa atohang kanang air passageway. That most often occurs from respiratory failure in this disease. Additionally, the cystic fibrosis involves the pancreas and causes decreased absorption of essential nutrients and can cause reproductive system damage. The next also is the Tay-Sachs disease. The Tay-Sachs disease is a neurodegenerative disorder in which deficiency of an enzyme called hexosaminidase A. The genetic change that results Tay-Sachs disease is a result in a deficiency of the enzyme called beta-hexosaminidase A. This enzyme is required to break down the fatty substances GM2 ganglioside, which is the buildup of a fatty substances damages nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. These fatty substances called ganglioside build up the toxic levels in the brain and spinal cord and affect the function of the nerve cells. Tay-Sachs disease is categorized as a lysosomal storage disease. Lysosomes are the major digestive units in cells. Enzymes with lysosomes break down or digest nutrients, including certain complex carbohydrates and fats like gly- glycophospholipids. So when one of these lysosomal enzymes such as hexosaminidase A is missing or infected, ang glycophospholipids start to build up in the lysosome. And we all know that lysosomes are membrane-enclosed organelles that contains digestive enzyme. If there is too much accumulation of these materials in the lysosome, the cells in the nervous system degenerate and die, triggering an inflammatory response that amplifies damage in surrounding tissue. If a person has this condition or disease, he or she may experience macrocephaly, mental and motor delay.
These are the forms of a Tay-Sachs disease: infantile, juvenile, chronic, and late onset. Infantile is between 3 to 6 months. Juvenile is between 2 years old to 5 years old. Chronic is first to second decade, and late onset, which is second to third decade. In infantile, juvenile, and chronic, they will experience decrease of muscle tone and increased reflexes, seizures, and visual disturbances. And late onset, a person in this stage will have the symptoms of motor difficulties, bipolar type, psychological symptoms, and cherry red spot, that it refers to a red tinted region at the center of the macular surrounded by retinal opacification. Overall, if a person has this disease, he or she will experience exaggerated startle, loss of motor skills, muscle weakness, vision loss and blindness, hearing loss and deafness, and growth in head size. Gaucher disease. Gaucher disease, it is an autosomal recessive disorder, so it means that each parent must pass along an abnormal GBA gene for their child to get that disease. This disease is caused by a mutation of a GBA gene. Parents may have only one GBA gene and therefore not show any signs of symptoms but be carriers of that disease. If a person have Gaucher disease, there is a missing enzyme that breaks down fatty substances called lipids, and lipids starts to build up in certain organs such as the spleen and liver. This can cause many different symptoms. Just like your spleen and liver may get very large and stop working normally. It affects your lungs, brain, eyes, and bones. There are 3 types of a Gaucher disease: type 1, type 2, and type 3. In type 1, if a person have type 1, it means that wala sila enough na platelets sa ilang dugo, and this can make you browse easily and feel very tired. Your symptoms can start at any age. You might have an enlarged liver or spleen. You may also have kidney, lung, or skeletal problems. In type 2, it affects babies by age 3 to 6 months, so it is fatal. And a babies cannot reach to 2 years old. And lastly, type 3. Symptoms include skeletal problems, eye movement disorders, seizures that become more obvious over time, and also difficult to breathe. Hemophilia. Hemophilia is usually a bleeding disorder in which the blood does not clot properly. This can lead to spontaneous bleeding as well as bleeding following injuries or surgery. Blood contains many proteins called clotting factors that can help to stop bleeding. People with hemophilia have low levels of either factor 8 or factor 9. Factor 8 and factor 9 gene provide instruction for making protein called coagulation factor 8 and coagulation factor 9. Coagulation factors are a group of related proteins that are essential for the formation of blood clots. After an injury, clots protect the body by sealing off damaged blood vessels and preventing further blood loss.
Hemophilia, a classic hemophilia. This type is caused by a lack or decrease of clotting factor VIII. Hemophilia B, Christmas disease. This type is caused by a lack or decrease of clotting factor IX. These genes are located on the X chromosome. Males have one X and one Y chromosome XY, and females have two X chromosomes XX. Males inherit the X chromosome from their mothers and the Y chromosome from their fathers. Females inherit one X chromosome from each parent. The X chromosome contains many genes that are not present on the Y chromosome. This means that males only have one copy of most of the genes on the X chromosome, whereas females have two copies. Thus, males can have a disease like hemophilia if they inherit an affected X chromosome that has a mutation in either the factor VIII or factor IX gene. Females can also have hemophilia, but this is much rarer.
And the last autosomal recessive disorder is thalassemia. Thalassemia is an inherited blood disorder in which the body makes an abnormal form of hemoglobin. So it occurs when there is an abnormality or mutation in one of the genes involved in hemoglobin production. I already mentioned thalassemia, and I've also mentioned there the HBB gene, and we all know that HBB gene is responsible for making part of hemoglobin. People with, let's have a review first the sickle cell disease. So people with sickle cell disease receive two mutated HBB genes coded for abnormal hemoglobin, one from each parent. There are three main types of thalassemia: the alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. In alpha thalassemia, in which the body doesn't make as much alpha globin, and beta thalassemia, the body doesn't make as much beta globin. Beta globin and alpha globin are the building blocks of hemoglobin. If a person is affected in this disease, he or she may experience headaches, paleness, shortness of breath, jaundice, fatigue, and spleen enlargement. There is no cure of this disease, but there is a primary treatment, which is the regular blood transfusion every 4 weeks.
Thank you for your time. I hope nga dagan mo nasabtan sa among reporting, as well as dagan pununta mo nasabtan. That's all. Thank you.